everyone, it's Stephanie from My Porch Prints, and today we are going to be taking a look at this journal. This is from a printable kit in my Etsy shop, My Porch Prints on Etsy. And the cool thing about this journal kit is it's not just a journal, it's also filled with gifts. So I'm calling it my gift journal. And the idea is that you can give this to somebody and they not only get the pretty journal, but they also get the gifts inside of it. So let's go ahead and take a look through it. And then I'm going to do a bit of a tutorial on how to put it together. So to start with, this is the outer cover, and it comes with tags, and they say different things. Like this one says for you, but I have other ones that say like journal and gift journal, so you can decide how you want to do that and where you want to put it. I happen to put mine on this flap. And then in addition to that, the closure, this one I went ahead and put little magnets inside, and that's what closes it. But it's a pretty not very strong magnet. So another way to close it would be to use these kind of like brad closures, where you would poke these little like brads, these little fasteners through, and then you would take a string and tie it around. You've probably seen those. And I included some circles like this with the kit. So if you want to do that for a closure, you can. And then another way would be to just tie some string or ribbon around your journal in a big bow. And you know, that would go nicely with the idea of it being a gift journal, I think. So the closure for this is really going to be up to you. But let's go ahead and take a look inside. So this is actually my first prototype. I put this together after I designed it, and then I made a few tweaks for the final version. So the final version may look just slightly different from this one, hopefully a little more polished. But this first page is a gift of flowers, and the kit comes with these cute little fussy cut flowers, and then you could also do like pressed flowers and put them inside as part of the gift if you wanted to. And this next page is bookmarks, and again it comes with these cute little bookmarks that you can gift to whoever gets this journal. And then this is tea. It comes with some cute little tags. And then there's also a spot here with this teacup for you to tuck a little tea bag in. And the next one is seeds. Again, some cute little flower cutouts. And then it comes with these little envelopes. One has some lavender on it and one's kind of blank. And you can fill it with your own seeds, and then you can give that as a gift to somebody. And this one's recipes. It comes with recipe cards, little recipe cards that you can write down your favorite recipe on and share it. Oops. And this one's stationery, and it's also going to come with a little notebook that I didn't include right here, but it comes with little postcards and little stationery for writing on. And this is a sewing notions gift. And it comes with ribbon spools, so you can give some of your prettiest ribbon to your friend or whoever. And it's got a place to sew on some buttons to a button card. And then inside here you could also include you know, like needles or any other little sewing notions. Oops. I can get it closed again. There we go. And then the last page here is tags, and I actually have a little thing that says tags and embellishments. I think I didn't put it on here yet. And so this comes with some little tags that somebody could use for gift tags or in their own journal making, and they can decorate them with these little ephemera that also comes with it. So just a bunch of cute little ephemera pieces. And that is basically it. And so that's what we're going to be making today. So to start with, I've cut out the front cover and the back cover with the flap, and I went ahead and scored them because these are some tiny folds, you know, they're kind of thin and it's really hard to get it straight. I highly recommend scoring your folds for this project. And if you don't have a scoreboard, you could always use a straight edge, like a ruler or something, and then like the dull end of a butter knife, and just, you know, score that way if you want to. so we're gonna start with, let's see, what should we start with? I think we'll start with attaching these two. So this is gonna be the front cover, and then this is gonna wrap around your whole set of pages and become the back cover, and then the flap, this flap right here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and glue the front cover spine to this side B right here, just like this. And I would recommend using a really good strong glue, but since I'm putting this together quickly and I don't have a lot of time for the glue to dry, I'm gonna go ahead and just use a tape runner. And it's really important to line things up for this project, because if anything gets out of line, it shows up pretty quickly. There we go. And all these flaps, all these tabs are all just going to kind of fold in, and you don't have to worry about these first few. We're just going to fold them over, but then when we get to this end part, we're going to want to kind of tuck some in, because we're going to want to hide them behind some things here, just like that. So I'm going to probably fast forward through this part. It's going to take a little time, but you'll kind of get the idea. And there you go. So this will become the outside cover of the journal. So for the pages, again, you can print on the back if you want to, and if you want to leave it white, that's okay too. I'm leaving mine white to save some ink. And you pick whichever page you want to be the front page, doesn't matter which one. And what you do is you fold your page in half like this, and it's really important to line things up as straight as you can. And then you want to fold your tab backwards like that. And you're going to do that pretty much with all the pages except the final page. And with that one on the final page, you'll cut off this tab and then affix it to the back cover of your journal cover. So that's what we're going to be doing, is just folding these in half like this, and then folding the tab back. And just repeating that for all the pages. And once you've got them folded, you'll want to take your first page and your next page, and you want to stick them together using that tab. And again, I recommend a really good glue for this, but since I'm in a little bit of a rush here, I'm going to go ahead and use my runner tape again. Oh, sorry, gosh, I just bumped the camera. I'm having a klutzy day. So you want to line these up, and as good as you can, as straight as you can, just like that. And then these will become your book pages. So we'll repeat that here. And again, I really recommend using a good glue for this, because you don't want your pages coming undone as the book is getting opened and used. And if you're looking for glue recommendations, I use Aleene's Clear Gel Tacky Glue, but a lot of people like Fabri-Tac. I think because it's not water-based, which would mean that it wouldn't wrinkle your pages probably as much, but either one would probably work. Oh, and I should probably mention that when you print your pieces out, it's really a good idea to use cardstock. I use a 110-pound Pen and Gear cardstock, but you can, use whatever works best for you. You can see that this isn't like super thick, but it's also not super flimsy, and it works well, I think, for this project. I'll go ahead and keep adding pages to this until it's finished, and then we'll talk about how to insert it into your cover, and then we'll talk about decorating the pages. Okay, so now we've got all our pages put together in this accordion style. We're going to go ahead and insert them into our cover. And how we're going to do that is we're going to start by cutting off this last tab. Since we're not connecting any more pages, we don't need that. And then if you want to, you can use a corner rounding punch to round your corners before you attach it into your cover. So I'm going to actually start with the first page. And I'm going to attach it inside the front cover. And you'll know the difference because the front cover is plain and the back one has this tab attached to it that we made earlier. And the way to do this is to kind of align the spine of this with the spine of your cover. And that'll kind of give you a good idea of where you need to glue it down. So I'm going to just sort of measure it by looking here. And then I'll put my glue in and glue it down. I just want to make sure everything's going to fit and line up nicely. And I think I will go ahead and round my corners before I attach it. You want to get it all nice and straight, as straight as you can. And then we'll do the same thing with the back cover. We'll attach it in here. And there we go. We've got our book pages put inside our cover. And after this has dried a little bit, we'll go in and we'll start decorating the pages. Okay, so now we've got our cover and our pages, and it's time to start decorating those. And I wanted to mention, right in here was a white spot where white was showing, and I went ahead and just used some distressing to kind of hide that and give it a more vintage look. So if you see any white edges showing in your piece, you can always use some ink to kind of cover those up. So our first page is this flower page, and the gift here is meant to be some flower cutouts. And you could also use some dried or pressed flowers if you like doing that, and that would make a nice gift too. But these cutouts come with the kit. So what we're going to do is this comes with a layered moth and then a little tag and then this envelope for the flowers. So we'll be putting all of that together and decorating this first page. we're almost finished with our gift journal. We've done the cover and the pages, and then we've decorated the pages. And the last thing we're going to be doing is clasping. So we'll choose a way to clasp it shut. But let's go ahead and take a look through our pages that we just did. Okay, so now all that's left to do is decide how we want to finish our front cover. And of course you can add your own decorations to this, lace, fabrics, you know, whatever you want to do to personalize it. But now we got to decide how we want to do this cover. And like I said, I used magnets on my previous cover. And they had little magnets in here. And to do that, I just took some circular punched pieces and I placed a tiny magnet underneath it, and then I just glued it down. I glued the paper down with the magnet inside, and that was how I made the magnet clasp. But this book is a bit thick and springy, and if you add any more things like more buttons, more flowers, whatever, it's just going to get thicker and bigger. So it may be too much for a small magnet to hold. So the other alternative, one of them, is to use circles with brads. And these circles I actually punched out. They don't come with the kit. Well, they do. I mean, I punched them out from one of the kit pages, the T page. But I actually made some circles on the front cover page that you'll find that you can use for this purpose if you want to. And so what you would do is you would line these up side by side, and then you would take a brad or a fastener and push it through to hold it in place. And then you would use like a string to wrap around the circles and hold it closed, make closure that way. But my suggestion is, if you're going to do that, to do it before you make the cover, and then you can hide your fastener behind the pieces, you know, so you could do it before you close this cover shut, and that way the fastener wouldn't show. But for our purposes here, I think I'm going to go ahead and just use a ribbon closure and tie it with a bow. So this is some hand stamped ribbon that I bought on Etsy. I can't remember the name of the shop, but I'll try to put a link to this below if I can find that for you. And so simple as it sounds, you just close your book, wrap the ribbon around it, and tie it. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead, since I'm not putting a closure here like we discussed, I'm going to go ahead and put this label just like that. But you could put it, you know, on the side or wherever you want it. Or you could have it just dangle off of your ribbon like a tag if you want to punch a hole, a small hole in it. Alright, and there you go. You have your gift journal, and it's even all wrapped in a ribbon and ready to be gifted to a friend, mother, daughter, sister, you know, niece, whatever special person in your life you think would enjoy some crafting supplies and tea and all the other little goodies that are inside this gift journal. So thanks for watching, everyone.